Welcome back to Fantasy Poker Central. I'm Eric Danis here with Chad Holloway of Poker News. Chad, let's get right into it. Scouting reports for the WPT Cyprus events. I asked you to pick 3 players that you're looking at. Who you got?
I did, and one of the problems with events like this is you're never sure who's going to be there. So you have to make sure to confirm either by Twitter or social media who's going to be there. And 3 players that I know are: one is Anatoly Filatov. He finished runner-up at the EPT Vienna High Roller to Fabrice Soulier earlier this year. He's a young, very aggressive Russian kid. He always wears bow ties and very colorful shirts. He's a character. I really like him. I respect his game. I'm definitely going to have him on my roster for Cyprus. 2 other players that I'm going to have, and this is kind of a surprise to me because I went with 2 Frenchmen. One is the young Paul Tedeschi, and the other is Roger Harabedian. We used to call him Big Roger, but he's lost a lot of weight as of late, so he's kind of gotten the health kick thing. Paul Tedeschi, he's just always going deep in any tournament I cover over in Europe. I like both of these picks. They both know No Limit Hold'em. They both know tournament poker. Solid picks to have on your roster.
Big Roger following the Chad Holloway diet, no doubt, with the slimming down. He is looking great, as you mentioned. I'm going to stick with the French team for my first player, Edouard Pêcheur. I picked him as my young gun to watch at the WSOP in the GPI magazine that we released for the WSOP, and he really made me look good. He has skyrocketed up the charts all through 2014. Get this, Chad. Not only does he lead the GPI Challenger Cup race, he has 22 cashes in 2014, only 1 win, which is quite shocking after all those results, but 10 of his 22 cashes are top 10 results. He actually is currently in Cyprus and is involved at a final table of a side event over there, so he's already working strong in Cyprus. Second pick, how can you not look at Sam Trickett? I'm not doubting his ability whatsoever, so he would make my team. The only thing that scares me about Sam Trickett is if you're in Cyprus and there's a juicy cash game going on, will he be part of the gang once the main event starts? So just keep an eye on it. But Sam Trickett would be an obvious pick for me. Not too expensive, great, a great player, a UK superstar. So keep your eye on Trickett. And finally, it's Ondrej Petečák. And like you just mentioned about being careful about picking players that aren't playing or might not be playing, I don't know yet if Petečák will be there. What I do know is that the WPT and EPT champion loves Cyprus like a few other players we've talked about before. 3 cashes last year at the Merit Poker Winterfest, last January, over $150,000 in earnings. And really that put him right back on the poker map because Petečák had been quite quiet for a few months before that, and he really picked it up right after that.
Yeah, I think he's a solid choice if he's going to be there, and therein lies the gamble. If he's there, I definitely want him on my team because he is a poker beast. Every tournament he plays, he seems to do well in. The question is, like you said, is he going to play? And then is it worth giving up a roster slot for? I tend to say probably yeah, because if he's going to be there, you're going to want him.
Quite scary, Chad, that our picks seem to have a Russian and French theme. Isn't that kind of scary?
It's true. I like how you spice it up, though. You went with the Brit and Sam Trickett. And like you said, I think he's great value for fantasy. He's really cheap, and he's always going, building a big chip stack. Whether or not he uses that to his advantage or punts it off, it's kind of 50-50, but I like Trickett on a fantasy team.
Chad and I will be looking at those players, as should you. A reminder that WPT Cyprus locks on Sunday, so make sure to get those picks in. For Chad Holloway, I'm Eric Danis, live from Fantasy Poker Central. Good luck in Cyprus.